Hello, good morning, good rainy afternoon. It's 12 o'clock my time, Mountain Standard Time. Some of you might be what time are you? You're 2 hours farther if you're on the east, 1 hour behind if you're California. Anyways, point is good morning. Okay, you guys gotta let me know how is the light and how is the sound. It's hard to believe I'm not like a professional here doing this with all the setup, but we're making it work. So I can see Little Creek Homestead posted earlier. Ed and E, Ed N, both are good. I'm glad that everything is working like it should. We're not gonna mess with the phone, even though it has a better camera. We're just gonna stick with the laptop. My beautiful friend, Wholesome Roots. I'm gonna click on this, and I'm so glad you're here. Okay, McCree Robin, I'm hanging in there. How are you? How are you hanging in there? How's the bronchitis? You love this? Hopefully, we're gonna be doing some of that today. After the topic, Paige, thank you. I have a friend named Paige D. Stop it! I didn't want to lock him up during the show, but I'd like to let him out. He had to be my dog. My dog Spike is a pug, and he had to be caged up a lot yesterday because we had a plumber here from 10 to 6. So I wanted to let him run around, but he's barking at the house. Anyways, I had some seeds come in the mail, and I'm excited. We're going to get those in some soil after the discussion. So let's see here. We have Little Creek Homestead. So we have Sammy from Little Creek Homestead, Not Your Mama. Okay, and we have Andy's Tennessee Life and Homestead. Hello, welcome to the show. That Everyday Kira. Hey, I love your channel name. Okay, did I miss anyone? Is there anyone at the top? Ed, we've got Ed. Our mechanic's name is Ed. Chris Root, hey, how are ya? Willow Creek is in the house. She told me she would turn it on while she works. She's helping a neighbor. She's got a serving and a willing heart today to help a neighbor. So I hear there's a polar vortex moving in to North Carolina. That sounds cold. Minus degrees. That sounds really cold. We have rain right now, and I should be grateful for it. This is like one of our 12 inches a year that we get out here in Utah. But it just makes for mud. So I had some bales of hay that got moldy and wet, so I've been putting those out on the grass backyard so that it's not as muddy when I go to do my chores. So I'll try to have a grateful heart for this rain. But we've had clouds and overcast for about 3 days, and I just need some sunshine in my soul. Sunshine. That reminds me, I haven't taken any of my vitamins today. Vitamin D. I've been trying to really boost the vitamin D. Diana, hello. Welcome to the show. I feel like whose catchphrase was that? Oh, it's a wrestling. His name was The Big Show. You guys probably don't watch wrestling because you're like wholesome, gardening type people, and you guys don't watch TV or things like wrestling. My husband liked wrestling, and he's still telling me he does. Get closer to the window, Kathleen. Get closer? Like, why do you say that, Chris? So I can be cold by the window? Maria DeBroke. I'm just going to call it DeBroke. Good morning. Rains. Andy says they've been getting rains since before you got up at 3 a.m. Oh, it's days like this that tell me I cannot live in the Pacific Northwest. And I hear Pennsylvania is kind of like this too. So vitamin D, yes, Chris. Willow Creek Homestead. Trish goes to a naturopath, and they have a really good supplements. They have really good supplements. So she picked some vitamin D up for me, and she's going to mail it to me Send the rain to you. Everyday Kira, where are you located? Where are you that you need some rain? So, yeah. Okay, we're 5 minutes in. It's fun just watching you guys all chat with each other. Northeast Oklahoma. So are you anywhere near that girl, Julie? Julie at Dirt Patch Heaven. So, To Wild Onion Homestead, hello. How's your collaboration that you sent out doing? The name challenge? I watched Green Dream Project. Doesn't their name just, it resonates with me because I like alternative building and I like eco-friendly and sustainability, and they're a little bit desert. So the Green Dream Project, that's the channel I was talking about. 40 minutes north of Tulsa, that everyday Kira. So rain and snow today. What would you guys rather have, rain or snow? I guess some of you, though, it might be cold enough that it turns into freezing rain. We've never experienced freezing rain, but that just is downright scary and dangerous. So, okay, well, I have a topic today, and the title was Keto and Depression. The ketogenic diets specifically is what I'm talking about. I might have to stop looking at the comments when I talk about this. Okay, so I've made a video about my depression many times, and I'll edit it and then I'll delete it and I'll try again. And I know it's something that needs to be discussed, and it's just hard. And it's hard, right? It's not like Hashimoto's or it's not like any of those other physical diseases that there's a stigma attached, right? And it's hard. It hurts. It hurts to talk about being sad. So here's the backstory. I'm third generation horrible depression. What's it called where you're like institutionalized almost? And so at around 14, 16, I noticed it in myself. My grades were slipping, my horrible thoughts. So I went to the doctor and I got on meds. And from the time of 16 till my third child, it was on and off with meds, but I could get on, fix the balance, and then I could get off manic. Yes, thank you, Rose. Manic is the word. But it was really like I could manage it with a baby pill and with exercise. And then with my third and fourth children, it was almost like, check me into a hospital. I am going to kill my family because this hurts so much, and I'm going to take you all with me because the world is so ugly. You guys can't stay. I can't do that to you. I can't abandon you and leave you, so you've all got to come with me. Does that make sense? So, so bigger pill, right? Multiple pills, and I was able to overcome that and bring it back down. Well, so Trish, so up until like 6 months ago, I was still on 2 pills and a higher pill. And I would say I was pretty managed. Things could trigger me, so I had to stop homeschooling because that triggered me too much. You learn to cut back on certain things because it's just too much. So saying no to social things, I can't handle that. Saying no to the kids, I can't let you go and do that. I can't take you and do this. It's just too much. Okay. Allie Staples, are you being a troll? I can't tell. Okay. So I was doing okay about 6 months ago, and then Trish at Willow Creek Homestead, she got on the ketogenic diet, and I didn't, the keto diets really popular and you hear it all over the place. And the idea of eating such a heavy meat diet really didn't settle well with me. I like to think of plant-based, and that's less harsh on the planet. And as far as conventional nutrition says, that just goes against, we've been taught low fat, right? That's why we're supposed to drink skim milk and low-fat cottage cheese, and you're supposed to drain off the meat when you cook. Bacon is not even a food. These are the things that I had been taught. So the keto diet did not go well with me. So researching more, and she was having some really good results. Not necessarily weight loss, but she said she was having more energy. Now, I'm kind of a tired person. I'm not getting videos up because I'm tired. I fall asleep at 6:30 at night. When my kids have youth activities and they're up till 8:30, it almost makes me want to cry. I just want to go to bed. My sisters, they want me to go out and play and go to like stuff. And I'm like, no. So I started doing the keto diet, and I was able to lose like 15 pounds. So then I wanted to talk. So let's talk about some of the results that I had. I was doing keto from the beginning of October till, I don't know, mid December. And I didn't really want to publicly talk about it until I had a good, like, solid 6 months under my belt. I didn't want it to be a first day results, right? Like, hey, I'm doing it. Here's the first day results. It's amazing. And then it not really be amazing. I didn't want to, yeah. So some of the results were I was able to lose a lot of weight. And the bloating went down really well. The biggest thing I noticed was my depression. It was just like almost non-existent. Things would come up, and things that could have triggered, a week-long depression. And I was able to pull through in the same day. Sometimes you feel like you get triggered and the day is shot. Nothing can fix your day. No fun activity, no food, no good company with friends, no laughing movie, no bath, no time away from the kids. Doesn't matter what you do. That trigger is not going away. You got to sleep it off. And sometimes you wake up with it. Anyways, I wasn't experiencing any of that. And I was feeling really happy. And I did notice an uptake in energy. Less pain, right? Like things didn't ache and hurt anymore. Some things didn't hurt and ache anymore. I'm not watching the comments right now. Because it's too distracting. I got to get my thoughts out. But other things. So let's talk about some of the other side effects. Some of the other effects, the negative effects are I was getting a lot of kidney pain. And so I was chugging the lemon juice a lot. I was a lot of pain in my back. And then sometimes my guts just didn't feel really good. And so, yeah. Other effects. Oh, I felt like it's kind of an expensive diet, right? Like, bacon is a little bit more expensive than carrots or potatoes, right? So I was buying some supplements, magnesium and potassium, and then I was buying MCT oil, and so it's kind of expensive, and it's an expensive diet to go on. And then you prepare mac and cheese or spaghetti for your family. Right, an easy meal for them, but I'm not gonna have pasta. So, and it's not exactly zucchini season, right? I don't want to buy zucchinis from like Chile or Mexico or Belgium. So weird where your food will come from. I bought a pack of some green beans, and I didn't think, this is how I operate, right? Price, okay, maybe organic, okay, and then if I'm really on top of the ball, I'll look where the origin of the product is. Belgium. I wouldn't have thought Belgium to be a high exporter of veggies. So, anyways, expensive diet. So I kind of fell off through the holidays. Who doesn't fall off the wagon in the holidays? And I tell you, those depression triggers, they come quick. So I've been trying, and then I got my cholesterol checked and it was really high. Not like moderate, I mean high. So I'm still trying to research diet. I've had some good books come my way that I'm reading, paleo and Beyond Nutrition and things like that. So for now, I just can't get out of that. Once you get such a relief from something that has pained you for so long, I was getting that relief from the depression. I don't want to let go of the keto diet because it just fixed that pain, right? So for sure we know sugar is bad. For sure we know sugar is inflammation and disease, blood sugar, insulin, blah. So really try hard to stay away from that. So yesterday I made some banana bread. Now, keto diet, you can't have bananas. But I made it with like almond meal from the almond milk that I made. Almonds are good, right? And I did really low sugar and it was really full of walnuts. And I still felt very triggered last night and today. So Wholesome Roots, gluten-free and low sugar helps you so much. I mean, I'm really grateful for this whole experience because I'm learning my body that how fast of an influence sugar can be within 6 hours. You know, I can feel that. So the movie In Defense of Food, not whole food plant-based, but close. Trina's my friend. She's my local friend. So distracted. So I'm trying to figure out, currently I'm trying to eat more veggies, definitely more veggies, cutting out the white stuff as much as possible. So like yesterday I had eggs from my chickens and I had whole potatoes that had been baked and I made hash browns. Well, that white potato I think is enough of a trigger that I need to stay away from that. Okay, Deidre said that Julie at Dirt Patch Heaven says she had to take electrolytes to keep them balanced and not have depression while doing keto. I've watched a little bit of her. I was taking magnesium, a really good, expensive magnesium to help with the electrolytes. So I'm not giving up the keto diet, but definitely trying to go low carb, high veggie. I need to get more sprouts growing. I tried to get some going and it didn't work. So I just got some broccoli sprouts in the mail. I'm excited to get more broccoli sprouts going. I tried getting some wheatgrass. There's some garbage over there, wheatgrass juice going, but I need a better wheatgrass system to go. Anyways, so opening up the chat a little bit, I'm going to be looking over here and being able to read and discuss more. I've gotten my blurb out about how the keto diet has really, really helped my depression. I'm off meds. I am more in tune with how what I eat makes my brain feel. We can kind of tell what we eat, how it makes our belly feel, how tight our pants feel if we're bloated, how good our poops are. But to make that connection with my brain has been a blessing. So, have any of you done the keto diets? And What do you got to say? What do you got to say? So I'm not going to go all the way up to the chat. I'm just going to start. Chris Root says, I've discovered whenever bars, gluten-free, dairy-free. I wish it was keto. So it's got more carbs in it. Yeah. Thank you, moderators. Sprouts are yummy. I like lentil sprouts. Those are really easy to grow. Mung bean sprouts for Chinese food. Whenever I'm meal planning, I try and, if we're doing a Chinese food, I'm like, oh, I gotta get the mung bean sprouts going. Okay. The Grateful Sunnites, Jay, black rice and sweet potatoes if you have starch issues. They are lower starch. Also purple potatoes, purple all the way through. I have a friend whose family doesn't handle starch as well. Oh, I'll have to grow purple potatoes this year. I haven't added back sweet potatoes yet because they just scream sugar to me. So... Willow Creek, I just fought off a demon turkey. Almost done with friend chores. Oh, good. So Willow Creek Homestead is helping someone else with their chores. She's good people. Hello, Green Dream Project. Okay, Lorella, hey, you're listening. I'm glad you're listening. Lorella, not a farm girl, a homestead adventure. She's my people. Grateful Sunrise, Green Dream. For me, it has helped to lose weight and lower blood pressure quite a bit. That's good. That's encouraging to hear that. It's working for you. Thing is, I have really low blood pressure always. I'm usually like 60/100. Little Creek Homestead. Can you make goat cream cheese? Because I'm oh. Are you asking me, Little Creek Homestead? That would be a question for Wholesome Roots or Willow Creek. And I believe, yes, you can make something like goat cream cheese. I don't have goats. I got rabbits. And you guys want to hear about that this morning? Let me catch up on this. Grateful Sunlights. You don't limit sugar in fruits and veg, but you don't seem to have a problem with them when you eat them. Okay. Green Dream says, stay away from starchy vegetables, stick more to leafy greens. Yes, that is the plan. Yes. Diana says, try Japanese white sweet potatoes. They have logo shirt. Gotta take a drink. My lips aren't moving. That's a good idea. Chris, you just read about potatoes and the thyroid. It's just the white ones that are considered nightshades. Oh, that's really cool. Everyday Kira. You don't have any input on keto, but it's still interesting to hear my input. I'm glad. I like hearing from other people's experiences before you try your own. Yeah. Okay. Grateful Sunnights. I have a friend whose husband did keto, lost a lot of weight and felt great. He is sensitive to a lot of foods, though. A lot of things he couldn't eat, keto worked great for him. Okay, so another thing is the keto diet's hard. Like, it's restrictive. And sometimes you feel like there's nothing in the house. And when I went to the Homestarters of America conference, Trish and I were both doing the same diet. And then Rose was traveling with us. So she was eating very similar to the way Trish had to eat with the Hashimoto's and a protocol, I don't know what you call it, elimination diet. And so it was nice to have that support and to eat all the same foods together. But it's restrictive. So, okay. Everyday Kira, you were considering it, but you're nursing your youngest. So for later. Yeah. Good. Okay. You guys want to hear about my rabbits? Do you guys remember that episode of Justin Rhodes? It's very close to the beginning of his thing where King Daddy Rooster died. Just woke up and it was dead. And he was like, man, Rebecca, I just don't want to do this anymore. And it hit him hard. And he was like, it just hit him hard. And it made him for a moment say, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. So this morning I went out to check on my rabbits. I went out more earlier than normal. Sometimes going out and checking on my animals is really good therapy for me. Any of you have that experience? So check on the rabbits, and I knew today was either day 28 or 29 in gestation. So, but neither of the mamas had been pulling fur or building a nest or anything. So went out and I saw blood right away on the ground because the moms are in cages up above. There's blood on the ground. Look, and there had been fighting between the youngsters earlier in the week. So I was like, I'm always like, every time I peek my head around that corner, I'm like, are they going to be fighting again? Well, there was blood, and it was Mama. And so she had her babies. But it was not a good situation. So, what would you call it? Not a miscarriage, stillborn. They didn't finish developing. Those babies didn't cook properly. I didn't count them because they were all so small and not formed. She kind of stopped eating around Sunday. She just was not eating. What rabbit says no to black oil sunflower seeds and like veggies I'd put in there? She wasn't eating hay. She wasn't eating pellets. So, but I read on a forum that sometimes they will slow down or stop eating before that late in their pregnancy. So that was frustrating that had happened, that they, yeah, no good. She's given me 3 or 4 good litters, but this is the 3rd one. This one, she abandoned them, but we were able to foster out most of them to the other doe. Well, the other doe this time hasn't kindled yet. She's yet to pull any fur or build a nest, hopefully tomorrow. And then the time before, they all seemed perfectly developed. She cleaned them up. She made a nest, a burrow, and then they were just dead. So a couple things. This time I had switched feed in the middle of her gestation. So that could have been it. This time I thought there was an overcrowding situation, so she had her own. This time, something that the only thing I can think of is that we ran out of pellets in the middle of her gestation, and I switched her so they had alfalfa pellets and hay, and then I just barely got more of the stuff they were used to eating. But even then, I didn't see her eat any of that. So that's the only thing I can think of is don't switch their feeds in the middle of a gestation. So it's frustrating. I only have so many breedings before it gets too hot that I can't do anything. So I really think that we're just done with the New Zealands for now. I've been wanting to, I want to work on the pelts. So we're switching over to the Rex breed, which pound for pound, they're really close. A 10-pound fully grown adult or a 12-pound fully grown adult. New Zealand Rex. So, oh, okay. Okay, Little Creek, there's so many of you because you're both on. Okay. Yeah. So I had that moment this morning where I was like, I'm done. And I found a dead chicken yesterday, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? I ferment their food. They have fresh water. I give them hay. They're in deep litter. What am I doing wrong? Sorry, that was very whiny. Was that too loud with the mic? So, hence triggering the depression keto conversation. Yeah. So, yeah, let's check out the chat. Thank you guys for your condolences. I need a new mama page. Yes, I do. I've been checking the classifieds, and no one does. There's plenty of New Zealands, and there's plenty of dwarf pointless rabbits on the KSL, on the classifieds, but no standard Rexes. I paid $60 which is a lot for a rabbit for my black standard size Rex. And I'll pay that much again, but it's finding it. Yeah. Mama tried homestead. Sometimes nature is just cruel. And I'm like, okay, well, do I spend $60 and get another rabbit and just keep trying? Or do I buy 6 more fruit trees with $60? I don't know. But then there's no water. So tomorrow's a new day. Yes. Thank you, Chris Root. Tomorrow is a day. And I'm feeling better as the day goes on and on and on. It's just hard when you lose a whole litter. Yeah. Okay. When you were, okay, hold the walnuts. When you were in Utah, you looked around a ton for a Rex. Just can't find them. So I was kind of looking on, are there websites, breeders, registered breeders? I think I just need to put a hold in it for now. And this is my theory in life. If it's a righteous desire, it will come to you, but you have to be patient. Hold the walnuts. Maybe go to the state fair to look for breeders. That's a good idea, but that's all the way past summer. That's like the end of July. July, I think, is the county fair. August or September is the state fair. It's frustrating. And I'm sure many of you animal husbandries have felt that, if your goat dies, if your cow doesn't perform, if your cow is sterile, it's a huge setback in time. You're anxious. You want to get going. Dinner's got to be cooked, people. That's to have to wait. It's annoying having to wait. There was a comment up here. Vena Troll Slayer. Sometimes you can do everything right and bad things still happen. It's true. It's true. Thank you, guys. It's okay to whine. I just don't want to be a whiner. Oh, Kira, rabbits are on your short list to get, but you don't know which breed to start with. See what your area. I don't know if I have any good advice because I'm struggling right now. So. Grateful Sunites. After Easter, there might be some good options. There's so many dwarf options and mini Rex options and Hollands. Maybe I could get a Holland Lop, but I want the fur. Yeah, there's plenty of free mutt rabbits around. I just really want to try tanning the fur. Troll Slayer, you have silver foxes and satin angoras for fiber. You were so nice. If I was closer to have one. Thank you. Thank you. I've wanted to do some fiber angoras, but I'm really worried that I would have to have them inside in the summer. It would just be too hot. So as it is, our protocol in the summer is we wean down all the way to just our breeders, and then they have a fan going on them, and I bring out water bottles, frozen 2-liter water bottles to them, and they're in the shadiest part of the property. So if I had to have an animal in the house, my husband, yeah, this homestead is mine, and the less he sees of it, he's happier. Laurella, where am I getting $10 fruit trees? Not quite $10. Costco has them for like $13, $15. So, okay, let me scroll down. Okay, I'm not that far down. Okay. How many rabbits do I have? I have 2 bucks, 2 does, and I think there's around 18 grow outs right now. We're waiting to see how many Black Mama will throw us. She is due today or tomorrow. Awesome pelts. So have you done the pelts? Is that on the silver foxes or on the satins? That's it. Satins. Satin, like satin. Yeah. Okay. Mama Tried asks, what's your favorite keto meal and snack? Well, I eat a lot of almonds, just plain almonds. Because, you know, you look around and you're like, I don't know what to eat. I don't know. Let's just eat some almonds, which they're okay, low carbish, but you're not going to be in ketosis on almonds alone. Angoras do not need to be inside in the summer. You just cut their fur before the heat. That's good. Okay, I will check out, hold the walnuts. I will check out that link after the show. Thank you. Okay, so here's the Grateful Sunnites. You miss Costco so much. Sam's Club is not the same. Okay, here's my rant on Sam's Club. It's Walmart. It's the big brother to Walmart. They're the same company. And I choose not to support Walmart for their unethical business practices, their low quality products, and no one is ever happy in Walmart. The employees are not happy. They're not treated well. This is just my experience. I understand that Walmart is a good option for a lot of towns. You don't have something. I drive past like 4 towns or 4 stores to get to Walmart. So I have the luxury of being picky. Isn't that a luxury that I don't have to shop at Walmart and I have choices. So hold the walnuts. You like Sam's Club better. That's okay. And I hope I'm not coming across too snobbish about Walmart. So you all do what works best for you. Little Creek Homestead, you wish you left next to me. Thank you, Sammy. Oh, hold the walnuts. You say your brother-in-law works there and your husband and you essentially got a free membership. And I'm sure they have a lot of the same products that Costco does. Okay. Okay, Paige, you said get a Flemish giant rabbit. Okay, here's the thing with Flemish giant rabbits is they're giant rabbits. They're big, but they grow their bone before they grow their meat. So I've had a few Flemish giants. I think I've had 2. And one of them was just downright mean. And the other one was okay. So, I will figure out pets someday. Okay. Spike can't eat them. That's true. They would be big enough. He chases around the rabbits. Okay, so the other part of today's live show is, guys, it is mid-January. It is time to start some seeds. Okay. I got anxious last month and started these, and these are getting pretty close to being needing. That's some good grammar. To go outside. Once you get 2 sets of leaves, then they're pretty strong enough to go outside. So I don't know. This one, the middle set of leaves is the second set. So we're getting there. We're getting there. This is kale and broccoli and cabbage, and I think this is butter crunch. Which butter crunch is an awesome lettuce. It will self-sow itself. So I wanted to talk a little bit about containers and starting seeds inside and such. So, okay. This is a pretty generic greenhouse seedling tray, right? Generic as in Kathleen, do you have your shipping Addy available in the description in your vids? What's a shipping Addy? Okay, UV light will make these crack. So, taking these out into the greenhouse, the UV rays are eventually going to make them crack. I don't like buying anything disposable, guys. Shipping address? I don't have my shipping address. I don't have a PO box. So you've gotta get in with one of my besties, and they've got to vet you, and then I accept things shipped to my address. Okay, so I ordered these, and I was hoping they could be durable enough that I can reuse them a lot for for planting seeds and starting seeds. Well, if once the sun hits these, it warps them. So that's not the best option. What are some of the other options I have tried? Okay, back to my rant. I don't like disposable things. We don't use aluminum foil or paper towels. I try to use cloth wipes for noses and bums and those sort of things. What else don't I use that's disposable? We're slowly getting rid of our Ziploc bags, and I have a few reusable of those. We have glass instead of Tupperware. You get the idea. So, okay. These were food trays that my husband brought home from a work event. I don't know if you can tell. They seem to be a little bit more thicker plastic. They're not flexible like these. So I'm going to try using these in place of these. Okay, so Little Creek, I wish you all the best in your garden. I wish everyone grow. Okay. Now, we all know who taught us to use this thing, and I endorse it. Yeah, this is how I start my seeds, except for a few other things. If they're direct seed, you just put them outside, right? Grateful Sunnites, no, they are not the same depth. So there is going to be a water evaporation issue probably. That these are not as tall as these. So these might stop some of the wind from evaporating some of the water in here. So we're going to have to water these a little bit more. So it is so surprising. It shocks me every time how much water you have to add to potting mix before it will soak up enough proper moisture. Okay, so I love this thing. I wish it had deeper dibbles. I think Justin is using a deeper dibble, and these are interchangeable, it says, but I've never tried. So I have had success with this thing with what's the name of broccoli family? Kale, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, those kind of seeds I have had a lot of good success with. I've had them with success starting seeds with peppers and tomatoes with these things. This thing, something I have not had success with, I will tell you. These are onions, and Trish at Willow Creek Homestead gave me their mini, this thing, and I don't recommend it. It hurts your hands to use. Brassicas, thank you. Hurts your hands so bad. Rose, you don't like the blocks? Yeah. I thought it might be less work if I did the blocks for these onions and then put one little seedling in each block. Germination was really poor, and they're falling apart. I can't even pull a block out. So, but I think this year, instead of doing bulb onions, I was going to just do tons and tons of green onions. Water consistency is a thing, trying to get proper watering for onions. And who likes to transplant little baby blades of grass? And that is what it is when you are doing onions. Rose, you're still in here, right? How do you grow your onions? Do you start seedlings like that? Do you get the sets? It is so much cheaper to start little seedlings like that with the onions, but man, I hate transplanting them. So, my permaculture garden, hello, welcome to the chat. Okay, so Rose says she does onion starts. You don't like the seeds much, they're too hard. Yes. But there is something to be said about the sets for onions, is they have a tendency to bolt to seed, right? Have you ever experienced that? I have. So this year, not so much the bulb onions, but we're going to do some green onions. Lots and lots of green onions. So, yeah. Okay. So who else is starting some seeds? Who else is starting their plants in the house? Okay. I have here some pak choi. So when we first moved into this property, I went gung-ho and ordered tons and tons and tons. Kira, you've never really grown onions? Ooh, walking onions. Yes, the Grateful Sunites. I have a little bit out there. I need to stop breaking the tops off and giving them away and being like, people, these are the most amazing onions. You've got to grow them. Because then I can never multiply my patch. Okay, so pak choi cabbage. Pak choi, if you don't know, it's kind of like a cabbage and it's kind of like a greens. You can do green smoothies with it, and you can if you just want the leaves, but you can also, like in Chinese cooking a lot, they cook a lot of greens. So, and I'm trying to eat a lot of greens. So, I'm just gonna do some pak choi on these. So my question to most of you is, do you label your seedling trays? I hate labeling my seedlings. I'm always like, I'll remember what I put on there. I'll be able to tell the difference for sure. When they come up, I'll be able to tell the difference. Lies. I'm really bad at that. So here's a tray I did yesterday of herbs. Oh, no labels. Oh, no labels. Okay, you have to label things, Jay, so you'll remember, and you think you'll remember and you never do. So Willow Creek, you'll always label. Kira, you say you label, but they get mixed up. You already have 2 trays, and you're not sure what they are. Oh. Paige, you just like to guess what's growing. Cabbage, kale, and other goodies. Yes, it is still way too early to be doing peppers and tomatoes. So, hold the walnuts. You suck at growing herbs? We'll just buy them from the greenhouse already grown. There are some herbs that are just really hard to start from scratch. The smaller the herb seed, the harder it is to start. So, oh, Ed, you do label? You keep a roll of masking tape and a Sharpie in your pocket? Do you make sure you take the Sharpie out before you do your laundry? That's a good way to ruin loads of laundry. You did, okay, so Grateful Sunites, basil grows really easy. You did Genovese basil and it all came up, and then you tried some and you don't like the basil, you don't like the Genovese. I tried, okay, in that flat I just showed, there's some holy basil in there. M.I. Gardner, it came in a package, and I thought, holy basil. And I remember researching once that holy basil is very medicinal. Does anyone know that? Throw it in the comments. But the seed is so much smaller than the Genovese basil. So we'll see if it actually tastes like basil and if it's interchangeable. So yeah. Stevia. Okay, I planted some stevia. Those stevia seeds are just like little umbrella flowers, the umbrella seedling. They just want to, like, yeah, are they coming up? Who said that? Kira, are they coming up? Are they germinating? Are they sprouting? Grateful Sunites, yes, holy basil is medicinal. Thank you. Okay, Ed, you started some German chamomile. They're so tiny. So long to get any height. German, is that the lower growing one, or is that Roman? Which one is more up height and which one's down lower? So we have a guy in my area that kind of specializes in the plants that grow well in our climate and in our soil. And he has a podcast called Forgotten Skills Radio. If any of you are interested, I devoured his content. I will not go to any more of his classes because he's kind of a jerk, but he knows his stuff. that being said, he says if he knows he's going to have a hard time sleeping, he'll go out to the garden and pick a chamomile flower and just eat it. And he likes it, and it helps him calm down and relax. I've tried that, and they're disgusting. No, I will not be eating plain. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to move this box over. I have it ringing in my ears. This has a crack in it, so, okay. Comments. Last year we used popsicle sticks, and that really helped a lot. Yeah, I'm trying. I just don't like to label things. Roman is low, German is tall. Thank you, Kira. Holy basil is an adaptogen, helps with anxiety and stress. That is really good to know. I love learning. Okay, so I would love to take some classes or learn more about medicinal gardening and stuff like that. Okay. Be right back. I need to find my seeds for 2019. Do you have your seeds already, guys? Have you ordered them? I think Baker Creek is going to have their best year yet. Everyone is so in love with them, as they should be. Being blunt is a gift, and people who are condescending are worse. Being blunt is a gift. I don't think I have that gift. I'm always, I can't be blunt. Except with you guys. You're awesome. Okay. So, Little Creek, you'll find them. Okay, so how much have you guys spent on seeds already this year? How much have you spent? I think I've made a vow not to spend any more money on seeds this year. And I think I'm going to try and save my money for plants. So last year I did $100 on willows. I did $45 on fruit trees, and I did another, I think, $50 on native low bush berry type things. All dead. Watering issues. So, yeah. Little Creek Homestead, you're blunt. Is that what you're saying? You'll have, Jay, you're saying you have one more order and then you'll have it all ready to plant. Then the real stress. New climate, new zone this year. Jay, are you excited for the moisture that you're going to have? The Grateful Sunites, she went from Idaho to Missouri. So, Kira, you spent over 100. Yep, it's easy to do. Willow Creek says, but what are you all going to save from your harvest? Yes, seeds and yes, lots of food. Sammy, did you get to help pick the seeds that you picked that you wanted with your mom? Did you guys do that together? Trollsayer, you have a stockpile. That's good. Yeah. I'm finding that is it true that onions have a really short shelf life? I think I'm finding that with what I put out. Jay, did your place come with a garden already put in, or are you having to do one? Lorella, you haven't placed your order yet. Well, you can just, hop and skip over to Baker Creek anytime, right? Well, you're going to the Spring Planting Festival. So that's Lorella. Yeah. Okay. Hold the walnuts. You just went from Utah to Washington. New zone for you too, but you're in a tiny apartment. So just a pot or two from me. Okay. So that would be tempting for me to try and do something hard. If you could only do pots and maybe like do something really big, like a lemon Meyer tree or a moringa tree or a ginger. I have a ginger living in my pantry. And Rose told me, Rose, I didn't ask, how deep would you, when you plant ginger, you told me to get the biggest pot I can, but how deep down? So Rose, you're planning on canning like you used to before you got sick. That makes me so happy. Hey. Oh, Everyday Cure, you got a bunch on sale and you've just been holding on to them. That is awesome. I saw a flyer. A lot of our conservation offices and our extensions will do native variety plants. And you can get like, what was it? For $20, you can get 10 plants. So for sure, I want to get some golden currants. But that office was like in Roosevelt. Now, if I'm down here, Roosevelt is way up here, kind of over by Wyoming. So it's like the debate. Do I drive to get I'm going to have to drive to go pick them up. There's one in Cache Valley. If I go to Cache Valley, I'm just going to go up and see Trish at Willow Creek Homestead. So I'm talking about these conservation offices that will have sales of these plants, bare root plants for dirt cheap, you know, like $1. And so I want to do that, but I've got to like look at all the different offices to see what I can have. So, Grateful Sunnights, you loved your Meyer lemon tree and then it died in the move. Oh, that would make me cry. Jay, your local extension office had great prices too. You haven't ordered them. Blackberry bushes. There's a ton of blackberry growing around here, and it encourages me to go get a cutting from them because they're thriving with neglect. But the thorns on them, man, you are taking your life in your hands whenever you want to go harvest them. I was taking classes at this lady's house, and it was permaculture classes. She turned her whole quarter-acre lot into a permaculture garden. And she also had some weird, like, worries about security and apocalypse and stuff. So she had planted blackberry surrounding her whole suburban lot, but like the mean blackberry with the big old barbs and stuff. So... Oh, Heaven Bound. You said you got a lot at half price from M.I. Gardner. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to afford them. That makes me so happy. Do you guys know there's no possible way M.I. Gardner can grow and harvest all of those seeds? So he must have like sources, just like Baker Creek does. Little Creek. You like my hair? Thank you. Okay. We have a sale in Georgia and it's $30 a tree. Wholesome Roots. Okay. Holton Walnuts. Where were you in Utah? And why did you move to Washington? Washington, right? Thornless blackberry plant. There's someone in my neighborhood that has a very good raspberry variety. I want to start my raspberry patch over. If I could do any ground berry, it would be raspberries, not strawberries because the birds eat them. I don't care for the taste of blackberries too much. Don't hate me, guys. But raspberries. So last year they were supposed to give me some, and then he went on a big old business trip. And so I couldn't ever get any. But that's probably the best way to get your plants on the cheap, right? It's still there and the house hasn't quite sold yet, but it might be sketchy showing up cutting your plants. Oh, I have no fear hopping a fence to go get stuff. During the last housing recession, we were living in an apartment, right? And a lot of the houses were like foreclosed. And so I would check. Now I think this is kind of illegal. I would look for houses that were foreclosed, and if they had fruit trees, I would just hop the fence and go like harvest all the fruit. And my gardener sources his seeds. Thank you for answering that. Heaven Bound, you hope you can a year's worth of food this year. Can I tag you in a collaboration? I think you would enjoy it. Heaven Bound Homestead. Can I tag you in a collaboration? I'll let you know about it later. Okay, Chris Root, you have a ton of wild black raspberry on your property and a few blonde raspberries too. Raspberries are my favorite, trying them this year. I had someone who lived in Arkansas, and they are really hard to kill. So I want the raspberries too because they're medicinal. The raspberry leaf, yeah, but it's hard to want to like take the vigor away from the plant because you want the berries too. You almost need 2 patches, right? One variety, maybe I should just leave the struggling patch and just strip it for the leaves and start a new patch somewhere else just for the fruit. So, okay. Rose, you would say you would totally take cuttings from them? Well, maybe I'll ask you where the house was. If it's worth the drive. I need to learn not to drive so much for free stuff because then it's not really free. You know what I mean? So, okay. There was something in here. There were a few medicinal herbs in here that I needed to get going. Horehound, but again, a very tiny seed. Here's some Genovese basil. Some yarrow, but I have some yarrow, so I'm not like pushing too much. Catmint, bee balm. These are all old seeds, guys. That's yeah. Okay, amaranth. I know. Okay, this is not quite the like awesome variety of amaranth that you eat, but to me, amaranth, you plant it because it's pretty and it's food storage food, right? You could eat the leaves. You could eat the grains. Although when I went to separate the grain from the chaff, they were all so small that it just blew away. So, hold the walnuts. You were in Provo? I'm in Provo. I'm so, I want to say desperate is the word, but I get really jealous of a lot of the homesteaders that have a lot of other homesteading friends really close by. Yeah, just, I don't have that here. So, Ed, you're going to move out east again in a couple years and you'll start your berries and trees at that point. Suffering without, you're suffering right now without any. So Lorella says, did you see Shelly at Humble Little Homestead when she sent her kids around town collecting bags of leaves and filled up their cow trailer with them? Totally something you would do. Totally something I have done. My garden is full of black leaves, black bags of leaves. Willow Creek, would you be sketchy with me? Could we go get some cuttings? Horehound, you were offered some, Rose. Kira, you said you started some feverfew and toothache plant. Yes, and they've got tiny seeds. When they came up, I'm heavenbound. I'm trying to learn how to do videos, like YouTube videos, like that kind of thing. Yeah, takes some practice and a lot of, yeah, it takes practice. I don't know. Creators in the room, would you say how many videos would it say before you really figure it out? I'd say probably 30. Permaculture student here on YouTube has a few older videos about amaranth. That's where I got the idea. I love that guy. I can't remember his name. The permaculture student, online permaculture student. What's his channel name? I really like him. He's just cute and fun. Hold the walnuts. Oh, that was you that emailed me about the rabbits. Oh, darn. Did you ever get any while you were here? If you were here now, I would totally give you my white mama that just miscarried. And my white buck that I need to find a new home for. Permaculture garden. Rose, you got a toothache plant? Italian girl, hello. Thank you for joining. So guys, it's been an hour. It's been an hour. I sent my little guy to a friend's house today because I knew last night that I needed a break. So I got nowhere to go. How long should we stay on? Grateful Sunlight, you've made hundreds over the past 5 years and you still don't have it figured out. Okay. Yeah. Hundreds of videos, you're saying? I was asking how many. Matt Powers! Sorry, I just yelled. Yes. I really like his channel. I do have a hard time watching a channel when they when they just keep promoting it for their services. And I understand if YouTube is your vessel and your advertising for the product that you're selling, that's good. That's good. I can understand that. That's fine. I just, you fall in love with a teacher, and then if you can't keep viewing their content unless you pay for them, that can kind of hurt sometimes, Not I wouldn't say hurt, but it's just like, So Rose, you do too have it figured out. You have over 700 videos. You do. When I say like have it figured out, I mean like how to do the technical of putting things in the computer and then uploading them, that kind of thing. I made a lot of videos before someone said, I wish you would take that black border off your videos. And I was like, what black border? I don't know. Oh, yeah. And then just barely someone pointed out that I had a video with lots of buffering. And I was like, I don't see it. How do I do this? And then I had some tech support help me figure out, thank you, Lorella, that I was filming in the lowest quality that there is, and then editing in the lowest quality. So, I mean, there is a lot of things to it. Kira, I'm glad that you are filming with your face. People like a personable face. Heaven bound? No, it's true. You said every time you think you'll get ready to do a video, something happens. Yeah, I have like 5 or 6 videos in edit on my computer. And like I was working on one yesterday, and well, if you're going to edit during the daytime, your kid's got to be distracted with something. And I'm trying not to use that evil screen called an iPad to keep my kid happy. So does that make sense? Anyways, so if I'm going to edit, it has to be after the kids go to bed. And if I'm going to stay up that late, I just can't stay up that late. So that's why these live shows are really awesome for me right now, is because I can kind of share what I'm doing. Like right now I'm planting seeds and I'm sharing about the keto diet, but without having to spend so much time doing an edit. So hold the walnuts. No, you never did get rabbits. You got pregnant and super sick. I don't think I would have been able to take care of them. Well, what a blessing that you didn't get them, because a baby is so much better than a rabbit. Italian girl. Yes, I did. My mom never taught me how to braid. I had to learn, and I'm sure I still mess up, but that's okay. That's okay. So, yeah, I missed something somewhere. So, okay, we're talking about Matt Powers. He's in Washington now, maybe. Okay, he was in California, and then he went out to Missouri. I thought they moved their family to be in Missouri to work with Baker Creek, and now he's in Washington. So, okay, it's been an hour, guys. Do we keep going? I'm fine to keep going. I don't have a little guy. Yeah. Little Creek, what's my favorite thing to grow? Probably broccoli. I know it's a long season crop, and you got to get it started early if you're going to actually get something before your season is over. But if you can do that, then you break it off and you get your main head, but then you just leave it. And I know it's going to take up a lot of space in your garden, broccoli, but then it'll send out shoots, and you can pick off those little shoots, and you've got you can get a dinner every week of broccoli. I like broccoli. Yeah. So that every day, Kira says, keep going. Okay, well, I've got this tray. What should I plant in it? Should we plant some stinging nettle, guys? I think this tray, I'll just do greens. I've got quite a few green seeds. Have you guys ever heard of this auroch? This is lamb's quarter's friend, lamb's quarter's cousins. And lamb's quarter is like spinach. Oh my gosh, guys, these seeds are small. So small. Lamb's quarter is like spinach, and it's just superly densely good for you. The trick with, okay, switching gears, stinging nettle. Why would I ever invite stinging nettle onto my property? That is like witchcraft or like punishment, self-punishment. Stinging nettle is like so nutritious for you. Willow Creek, you gotta go. You gotta be a mom. Willow Creek, thanks for like stopping in. I appreciate it. Being a mom trumps all others. So why would I encourage stinging nettle on my property? Well, I really like it in a smoothie. I've been able to forage it over by the river. Orach is said with the ch as in cheese. Okay, now I don't sound dumb. Okay, sorry, distracted from all you wonderful people. Okay, stinging nettle. I've been able to forage it over by the river, but I never get to it before it starts forming its seed head. And once it starts putting its energy into making seeds, then its greens are not going to be nearly as nutritious. So if I have it here on my property, I'm much more likely to be able to use it. And then I can feed it to my animals, right? Okay, Utah has a variety of spinach. Well, there's a variety of spinach called Utah spinach, but I've never seen anyone here grow Utah spinach. We also have a variety of onion called Utah onion, which is an awesome onion. It's like a yellow, so it's just like a all-around good, mild cooking, okay storage onion called Utah onion. So yes, Jay. Jay, you know so much. I'm putting some seeds in these little pockets. That's why I'm not tucking. So I'm glad you guys are talking to each other. So right now I'm planting Swiss chard or perpetual spinach. And it's a Baker Creek seed variety that I never got around to last year. Okay, Little Creek Homestead, I'm not quite understanding what you are. Kathleen, mark what it is so you don't, mark what it is so I don't forget. Mark what it is. Yes. Yes. Where is my, yes. Okay. She's telling me to mark my seeds so I know what they are. I got the stuff out. I just don't like doing it. Okay. Swiss chard is one of those things that I need to learn to like. If you cover it in enough eggs, meat, and cheese, it's good in the morning. But otherwise, it just tastes like dirt. Same with beets. I think you guys are going to throw rocks at me. Some of you might, at least. I just don't like beets. Heaven-bound homestead. That's a good question. What flowers would you grow to help with pain? Pain like inside or outside? Because I know calendula, or someone called it calendula, something. I was like, that's an interesting way. Everyone's going to say marijuana. Calendula is good with like skin irritations. I don't know. Well, there's the toothache plant where you pluck off a flower and put it in your mouth, and it helps with that kind of pain. I don't know. Someone who knows more. What flower would you plant to help with pain? I would love to grow some hemp for not, we don't smoke things here. And I generally disapprove, I generally disapprove of the smoking of an herb to escape from one's life feelings. But if you need it for For medicine, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to judge you for that. Utah was just legalized for some marijuana practices, but they're going to make it pretty impossible for it to be widespread use. Dandelions can help with muscle aches. That's good to know. Paige, you said you like to grow Brussels sprouts and yellow pear tomatoes. I like the yellow pear tomatoes. I've never grown Brussels sprouts. I only like them in that Costco salad where it's all shredded up and covered in a sweet salad dressing. CBD is extremely healthy. I learned from Rose. I was just being cheeky on one of her live chats, and I was like, could the goats eat the marijuana? And they're like, yeah, it'd actually be pretty good for them. Yeah. And then Ryan was saying that you'll only get the high effect when you smoke it. So of all the benefits that hemp has in this world, building material, hempcrete is so much stronger than traditional building materials. Clothing, I love watching videos on YouTube about how they make clothing fiber out of hemp. Yeah. Little Creek, what plant is next to me? This is some broccoli and cauliflower and kale. And maybe this might be some parsley that got mixed in. I asked Rose and she said it looked like parsley and it kind of tastes like parsley. So dandelion, Little Creek, you're planning on starting some dandelions here and making jelly from them. That's exciting. When I was doing the keto diet, I was taking not a lot. I was taking a lot of herbs to help support my liver. So I was taking dandelion root and burdock, and there was something else. And so rather than, if I want to continue the keto diet, I would like to resource some of those expensive supplements from the yard. So it's been years since I put any weed and feed down. My husband likes weed and feed. I'm slowly wearing him down that weeds are not bad. Anyway, so I used to dig them up by hand and throw them in the compost, but now I'm going to dig them up by hand, clean them off, dry them out, powderize them, and dandelion. Yeah, we're going to eat that. Little Creek Homestead, where is Jack? I sent him to a friend's house. I knew last night that I needed a break, and I sent him to a friend's house. All right, it's 1:18. So, Italian girl, you make edibles. Are you talking about with the CBD? And it's very good if you have muscle spasms. Permaculture garden, you've got some fig cuttings. Can I use a couple? Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so once upon a time, I ordered fig cuttings from Baker Creek. And I was so excited. And I had my greenhouse that I had built, and I put them out there. And they were in these big pots. And, I was so excited they were coming up. I had never even tasted a fig, unless you count a fig Newton as a fig, before this. So, so they're struggling to grow. And then I taste a fig and I'm like, I don't really like this. I don't really like figs. Why am I going through all this trouble and expense to grow figs when I don't like them? And then the rabbits escaped and ate them. So, yeah. I'm not saying no to fig cuttings, permaculture garden. I'm just saying I need to learn to like them. So, Heaven Bound, I'm sorry that you have so much pain and muscle pain and joint pain. Part of plant-based diet that sings to me, at least the YouTube the Netflix documentaries, is that there's so many miracle cures that can come from eating a vegan plant-based diet. But anyways, we've just got I'm babbling. You tried a wild lettuce tincture made with alcohol. It works more like a muscle relaxer, in your opinion. That's interesting. Okay, sorry, I'm getting really lost. Wow, Italian girl, you got a lot going on. No wonder you're on YouTube. Only sick people are on here. No, just kidding. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm saying so many of the people I know on YouTube have fibro and Hashimoto's and lots of things. I'm sorry to hear that. No, Italian girl, you told me you were growing marijuana once in a comment or something. You told me you were growing it. So how does one get some seeds? Are you Canadian? Heavenbound Homestead, you thought marijuana was legal in all the states now. Was I wrong? I think there's like medicinal and then there's other things. So CBD oil, no. Hemp oil, I don't know all of them. I don't know everything. There was something that was already legal in Utah. Is CBD oil and hemp oil the same thing? I don't think it is because you can order one on Amazon. Anyway, so that was already there. And so there was a big campaign saying, oh, it's already legal. You don't need medical marijuana now is legal. So you can, they're working on it, pot shops where you can go, like a pharmacy dispensary where you can get smoking marijuana, but like recreational is not legal everywhere. Daisy, yeah. Yeah. CBD is legal. Okay. Red Shed, hello. Hello. Okay, Everyday Kira, my husband grows it. He has a license. It's only for him, and you can't help him because you don't have a license. Okay. Okay. Rose says CBD is legal nationwide. Little Creek Home said, Kathleen, you loom like Anna, and Willow Creek, the mom is Elsa. I look like Anna, and Willow Creek is Elsa. Lots of people like kratom for pain and other ailments, but it's illegal in my state and a few others. Albany Mountain Homestead. Okay, kratom. I've done just a little bit of research, and yeah, I don't know why it's illegal. I guess you can get high from it, and there has been a few deaths from overdose on kratom. Have you ever tasted kratom? So in my experience, you get it in a very highly finely refined, it's in a powder. It's so fine. You have to, and you put it in water and drink it. And kratom helps me with my depression, anger. So part of depression shows in a lot of different hues, right? And there's like anxiety depression, like you're anxious about everything, right? And then there's a whole nother wheel of anxiety. But on the depression wheel, anyway, so there's like really sadness, and then there's physical symptoms of depression, and there's like lethargy and muscle aches, and then there's crying all the time, and then there's thoughts of suicide and thoughts of hurting yourself, thoughts of worthlessness, and then there's anger depression and irritability depression. And that is something that I struggle with. It's like, what? You want a glass of water? Why would you want a glass of water? That's a real thing. And kratom has helped me with that one. It's not easily accessible. Like you've got to find your website, and you can't just search. Anyways, yeah. So kratom, that's my experience with kratom, is that it helps me not to be angry. So yeah. Daisy, you use okay. Oh, it helps you eliminate the neuropathy pain in your feet and legs so you can sleep. My ankles were hurting so bad, guys, last night. And So I went to go take I was trying to fall asleep. I had been laying in bed for 2 hours. And so I went and I was going to do my normal routine, turn the water all the way to hot, put some salt in, and then get in. Well, we just had our gas fixed, our gas line to our house fixed. And so turning it all the way to hot, and then I got in and I was like, ouch, the hot water's working better than it was before. So paying $1,400 to get your gas line fixed. Yeah, the hot water works better now. That goes along with my video of why we don't go to Disneyland. So we had a plumber come over yesterday from 10 to 5-ish. And we knew a couple problems had been installed improperly when our house was built. But as he was getting working, he was like, oh my gosh, you definitely would have had a fire sometime. Definitely, because they did even more sketchy stuff underneath the house with the plumbing lines. So I'm really grateful we were able to get that fixed and not go to Disneyland. Italian girl, you started growing 2 summers ago when you found a seed in your flower. I never knew it was so easy to grow medical marijuana outside. That's cool. That's really cool. Denver is only that far away, but it is wintertime, and those mountain passes are pretty sketchy. So, okay, guys, I've been sitting on the floor for an hour and a half. I think it's time. Okay, so there's 19 of you in the room. I just want to tell you guys that I really appreciate you coming onto the live show, hanging out in the chat, answering questions, having a good time. Thank you, Red Shed, for the hair compliment. It was kind of a hard morning this morning, having found that the rabbits had died. A chicken died yesterday. I ate some sugar yesterday, and I'm really connecting the points that sugar will flare my depression more than naughty kids, more than sad weather, more than animal deaths, more than a fight with the husband. That didn't happen. I'm just saying. So it's good for us to get in touch with our bodies and know what affects what. And so, yes. Pamela, thank you for commenting that you enjoyed watching. I hope I taught something. I want this YouTube channel. I thought I had something to teach about growing plants because I have a little bit of knowledge. But then you get on here and you see that there's better teachers. And this is not a diss on myself. I'm saying when I started the channel, I thought I had something to teach. I found out I had so much more to learn. So what is the purpose of my channel? I just wanted to be this little pocket of sunshine, right, in this ugly, cloudy world. So, and it's fun. It's fun. Yes, Jay, as soon as you think you have something, as soon as I think I know something, I realize just how much I don't know. And the same can be said as soon as you get on YouTube and say you want to teach something, someone will tell you you're wrong, and then you'll learn the right way to do it. So if you ever think, yeah. So, oh, thank you, Little Creek Homestead. Thank you, Red Shed. So, it is sad. It is sad. Okay, so Little Creek Homestead, it's sad Trish lost her sweet pumpkin. Yes, it is sad. But try to think of that pumpkin. Pumpkin was not doing well. And it was sad for her. She couldn't get better, and she was just not well. They tried so hard. You can't tell. No one can tell them that they did anything wrong. They did nothing wrong with that goat. Right, Rose? Are you still in the room, Rose? Would you agree with that statement that Willow Creek Homestead did nothing wrong with that goat and it still died? And it was loved and it had a beautiful life there. What a beautiful life that goat got to have. And in return, it blessed their family with little baby, I forget if it's Leia or if it's Clover. And they were able to have meat from it. It made them happy to go out and take care of that. So, Jay, go ahead and go edit that video. I hope to see your video soon. So, Red Shed, you're thinking it was an old age thing? Yeah. So, okay, guys, I gotta go move around. I've been sitting on the floor, and I think I got my trays planted. So we're gonna say goodbye. We're gonna say goodbye, and I want you guys to grow yourself today. If you cannot get some seeds in the ground, stretch yourself, grow something, learn something old, as Kaylee at the farm on Quail Hollow would say. And yes, thank you for reminding me, Hold the Walnuts. I will go check out that link. Okay. Take care, guys. I care for you.